This is Vigilante, and my name's James Farley, the Vigilante. Philadelphia subway hammer attacker. You seen the video of that? It's some crazy ass shit. You can check it out on YouTube or on TV. But there was a report on it this morning on the Today Show, and I thought it was very interesting. It got me thinking about it, what it is to be a vigilante, what's to be done in situations like this. So take a look at this. It's an edited version, very short, and I'll talk to you on the other side.
On a Philadelphia subway by a man wielding a hammer. Witnesses did nothing to help. What would you have done? NBC's Michelle Franzen has the story.
A random and brutal attack just after midnight on a Philadelphia subway train, all captured on this surveillance video.
Let's talk about the witnesses. Reportedly, there were some 10 people on that subway car who saw this happening. Not one of them came to the rescue of this man. Have you spoken to any of those witnesses at all?
I've not spoken to them, but it is a pretty sad state of affairs when someone is attacked that viciously and absolutely no one attempts to help. There were a couple of men on the train, you can see from the video, and these are large men.
So there you go. Kind of interesting because the commentator at the very beginning says, what would you do? What would I do? So I started thinking about that. I mean, in a real life situation, it's a real life situation. I've been on the subways before. I've seen crazy people on them. And I thought, what would I do? Well, that Charles Ramirez guy, the guy who was talking like, the chief of police and saying how it's despicable that no one jumped in and took care of business, thinks that somebody should have tried to stop this vicious attack, as he put it. So I was kind of thinking, I am the vigilante. What would I do? Thinking there's no fucking way I would jump in. No way. Oh, why? The guy's got a fucking hammer. It's a deadly weapon. One hit to the head, you're dead. One hit to the back of the head, you could be paralyzed for life, brain damage, who knows what. You're gonna risk that? You're gonna jump in on some guy who's wailing away with a hammer, hoping that you don't get yourself killed? That is very ballsy if you do that, my friend. Very, very ballsy, and I would not do it. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't do anything. All you vigilantes out there should know that you can always do something. So what would I have done? Well, given a situation like normal, what I would have done if I was on that, is I would have taken a leadership role. I would have looked to some guys around, the big guys that Mr. Charles Ramirez was talking about, and saying like, hey, you want to stop this? What the fuck's going on here? Let's take care of this guy. Let's stop him. Got them going, and jump the guy. Yeah, with 2 or 3, even more, it would be pretty easy to take a hammer away. I wouldn't be that afraid of getting clocked in the head and dying. Grab his arm, grab the other arm, strong man obviously, maybe crazy strong, but get 2 hands on it, you could probably wrestle him down, take his hammer away, and not have to worry too much about injury. Funny thing is, I've been in a situation like that, where I took a leadership role, tried to get some guys, all men, to respond to a situation, and of the 5 guys I asked, 2 of them said no. Said, no, I don't want to, no. Didn't even say a word, they just kind of like, So, there's no guarantee that those 2 guys on there would have helped you. But you have to ask, you have to find out. You have to go down that path. But if that falls back, if you can't do that, what can a vigilante do? Well, the second thing I would have done was he had his 5-year-old son with him. Okay? Given a situation where he was busy beating this other guy to death, I would have grabbed that kid, put my hand over his mouth, and ran the opposite direction. Why? Well, there's 2 reasons. One is, obviously the guy's a maniac, and this kid is in potential danger. So, you'd be saving the kid from danger. If it isn't his actual kid and it's a kidnapped kid, then you're saving that kidnapped kid's life. The second thing is that I got a hostage, basically. I know where this guy lives because I got his kid. He's going to be very upset that I got the kid. I'm not going to keep the kid. I'm going to turn the kid over to the cops. But the kid is probably going to know who his mom is, who his dad is, where he lives, etc., etc. I think it would be an easy catch once you got the kid. But if I couldn't get to the kid, he left his bag on the train. Nobody picked it up. He actually sent the kid back to grab his bag and bring it to him. So I would have grabbed the bag and skedaddled in the opposite direction with his bag. Also, good evidence. We could make sure that we could actually get that guy. Now, all these scenarios I'm playing out is assuming that I am unarmed. If I were armed, it would be a whole different situation. If I were armed and say I had I would say about a 4 to 6 inch blade, I'd open my blade up, I'd get behind him, I'd stab him 2 times in the lower back, kidney position. 2 times. Pow, pow! And then, boom! I'd be gone. I'd be out of there. Not that I'm really that afraid of him attacking me with a hammer, even though that is a little bit of a consideration. But it's more, I'm afraid about getting in trouble, getting caught by the cops. Same thing if I had a gun. Completely illegal to be carrying a concealed weapon on the subway. But if I had one, I would have come up behind him, 2 shots, center of mass, hopefully hitting his spinal cord, should have stopped him completely dead, and did the same thing. Ran. Gone. History. I'm not going to stick around. I'm not going to tell anybody about what I did. I'm not going to be on the video saying, Vigilante, oh, I shot some guys. It'd be a complete mystery who this masked man was that went in there and saved that guy's life. Why? Why wouldn't you take credit for, saving this guy? Well, I'll tell you what. There's a guy named Bernard Goetz. You might have heard about him. Subway vigilante. Okay? He was confronted by a similar situation. He was surrounded by 4 guys who were going to rob him, demanded money from him. He shot them. Okay? Got out of town. Got caught, went to trial, district attorney trying to nail his ass. He was this close to being convicted. If it weren't for the fact that the victims, the thugs in the situation with the Bernard Goetz, actually weren't playing along with the district attorney's kind of game plan, actually told the truth and said, yeah, we were there to rob him. If they didn't do that, he would be in jail to this day. To this day. But thank God that they were kind of silly, didn't want to fuck this district attorney over, I guess, and told the truth. And Bernard Goetz got off. But that, my friend, is putting a lot of faith in the legal system, which I don't have. I am not going to risk that. I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be history. I'm going to be a shadow. I am not going to trust my life to the legal system. Because there's another reason. You didn't know that there was a camera up there. If I knew there was a camera up there, okay, I'd probably stick around. Because the camera, unbiased observer, is going to catch the whole situation, see exactly what was going on. I would have stayed, but I didn't know that the camera was up there. And even if I did see the camera, is it recording? Is there somebody watching it? Is it working? Who knows? I'd still be gone. I would not trust the camera to save my ass in court. So, what can vigilantes like us do about this situation? Well, there's a couple things. You do have to act. You do have to try to do something when there's some shit going down. Take a leadership role. Take evidence if you can. Attack the perpetrator if it is safe to do so. And only if it's safe to do so. That Charles Ramirez guy is talking fucking out of his ass. Ass talking. Why? Cops don't do this. If there was a cop on that subway train and he was not armed, he would not have done anything. It is not the cop's job, so they say, so they tell us over and over again, to roll around and fight with some guy with a deadly weapon. If a cop was on the train, he would have certainly had his gun, and he would have shot the guy. Simple, case closed. That's what would have happened. But this Ramirez guy is suggesting that the citizenry should do what the cops won't do and fight an armed opponent with their bare hands. It's fucking ridiculous. That Charles Ramirez guy should be out of his office as soon as is humanly possible. Because lives in this fantasy land where the police work by one set of rules, use overwhelming force, shoot to kill. You got a knife, they're gonna fool you so full of lead by the time that you drop the gun or the weapon that you're gonna be so dead that it's ridiculous. But he expects that civilians are gonna jump in and take charge. Yeah, right. One of the reasons that the Crime Stoppers said that no one got involved was the fear of getting involved in the legal system. That's basically a euphemism for getting your ass arrested and getting charged by some fucked up district attorney who thinks that he's going to make a statement. He's going to try to bring down the vigilantes, trying to make a point that he's completely fair, he's completely PC, and put you in jail for a long, long time. So until Ramirez and Philadelphia get some fucking laws that say that you can defend yourself and you will not be assumed to be guilty just because you're fighting some guy who crazed maniac with a rap sheet as long as your arm, they're going to actually, and he ends up getting hurt, they're actually going to take your word over his, the so-called victim that gets hurt, over the vigilante who actually saved someone's ass. So, James Hartley, vigilante saying, vigilante out!